Hi everyone, this is Josh Hurnett for TESP 302. I don't remember the name offhand right now, but I am doing my presentation for my mini lesson on differentiation. So I have chosen to do a first grade math lesson introducing single-digit addition. I did write this before I read the example. Felt kind of silly after I read it, but that's okay. I use different strategies, so we're all right. The objective for this lesson is for students to learn to use a number line, fingers, other manipulatives, different strategies for adding two small whole numbers together. The lesson assumes that the students are able to count to 10, as well as identify and write the corresponding numerals for those numbers. And the sums for my math problems in this lesson are never going to be above 10 to help with that. So the first strategy I have is a pre-unit survey. Basically, we're all going to sit down in the middle area of my classroom, which is where we have group discussions in my imaginary classroom. And I'm going to start with a simple story problem. Jane has 2 apples, Michael has 3 apples. How can we find out how many apples they have all together? And then we're going to discuss that, which leads into my second strategy of flexible grouping, which comes in 2 phases. So while we're all together, I'm going to first have students do what's called a turn and talk, which is where they turn to the student next to them, they talk about how they would solve it. And then we will talk about it as a whole group. What are some strategies that you used to find the answer to this math problem? I won't talk about it. I have 2 strategies for solving the problem that I want to introduce later on, but I'm going to hear what they say and what their thoughts are so I can establish where they are, how much they understand, and be able to build off of that using the zone of it's proximal, I forget the exact term, but build off of what they know. So under the process, I have 2 strategies, the graphic organizer and the manipulatives. So for the graphic organizer, we're going to use a number line, use the counting on method. Okay, Jane has 2, so we'll start at 2. And then Michael has 3, so we count on 3 more. Using the number line visual to illustrate the problem. And we will also use manipulatives, which could be fingers, easiest one. We could also use blocks. If we have plastic fruit, for example, we could use that. And we'll also talk about using illustrations. If you don't have anything on hand, you could draw 2 circles for 2 apples, 3 circles for 3 apples, so on and so forth. And so we'll go over these different strategies, which will be helpful for all the students, but especially for students with special needs who need a hands-on thing or who need the visual to be able to picture it in their mind. And also for English language learners who may not understand exactly what you're saying or may not remember exactly what all these terms are, but you have it drawn up and you call it a number line and they remember, oh yeah, that's a number line, and you're drawing the arrows, the 3, and they can follow along with that, and helps them to keep up with the math even if they're still trying to catch up with the English as it is. So we would use both of these strategies to demonstrate the story problem I introduced earlier, and then talk about some other, so 4 plus 5, 3 plus 7, do some different example problems to help them to give them more examples of how to use these 2 strategies, have students explain it as we go on. And then as we move on, we will go back to the flexible grouping. For this particular lesson, I will group them students who are very good at math with students who are not as good as math. Pair them up so that they can work together. The more advanced students can help the less advanced students work through the problems in their table groupings. And as the teacher, I'd be going around asking different students to demonstrate clearing any questions and having them explore both the manipulative and the number line in all the different forms that we've talked about. And the final product for the individual assessment for this lesson will be an assignment of 4 homework problems to demonstrate, 2 with the number line and 2 with some sort of manipulative. Probably a drawing would be the easiest for them. to demonstrate that they understand these two methods of solving addition problems. And I do have here a few drawings that I have to demonstrate visuals that I would give to the students. So I'll pull it on this side. So here we have a number line where we would start at 2, do 3 hops, and showing a +1 there every time, I think, would help to understand that the plus is the sign for addition and understand what they're doing. Drawing hands to represent counting on fingers, and over here we draw, these are crude apple drawings, so you can also use circles. Yeah, that is my mini lesson for this unit, and I hope you enjoyed it.